What's going on to you, Cancer Crabs? So you have the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. So there's definitely a sense of you, Cancer Crabs, walking away from some sort of like employment, some sort of job, uh, because you don't necessarily think of yourselves as being very much so uh, important to the business. You just kind of see yourself as going around and around and around on the hamster wheel, not actually going anywhere. This could be with relationships too. This could be with someone that you are romantically connected with too. But I am getting occupation, right? What it is that you do. Like I said, it could also be a relationship too, right? Um, you don't see yourself as being very important to the other person or to this occupation, right? So you, Cancer Crabs, are like, okay, it's cool. You'll just leave. No harm, no foul, right? It's not a problem whatsoever. And the Nine of Swords represents because you're not going to allow yourself to be disrespected, where you're just completely taken for granted. You're not important at all. You're just taken as someone that is just another piece in whatever, just another piece or a pawn in someone else's game. But at the same time, they forget that every pawn is a queen. So, got to respect everybody on the board, to each their own. But then you have the Ten of Cups and the Two of Swords. So for you, the Ten of Cups is about you deciding to actually close that chapter in your life, right? Sometimes tens can represent like a newfound level of happiness with what it is that you have, but the tens can also represent closing chapters and walking away from said person, occupation, idea, a certain part of your life that was important, right? And a lot of the things in our lives we take for granted, but a lot of those things are very much so important. We go to a job 8 hours out of the day, becomes a part of our life. We with someone, we share a lot of personal experiences that we could have been sharing with someone else or just not shared at all with anyone else, right? Only for the person to start wilding out. So the Ten of Cups now and the Two of Swords is about, once again, you guarding your heart. So like I said, it could also represent a relationship too. It doesn't necessarily only have to represent a job. It could also represent a relationship, romantic one that you have, where it is about, you, Cancer Crabs, knowing about your own importance and how you're going to be respected in this relationship, job, occupation, if it is that, regardless of who or what, because you respect yourself and you will walk away. So this is very much so about self-protection and how it seems like, the Sun card, it seems like this person is trying to get you to kind of see things their way, whether it's, some sort of employer on the job or some co-worker calling you and like, hey, come back. Or if it is a romantic interest where the person is trying to reach out to you and be like, oh, well, why, or not even reaching out to you and acknowledging the fact that that you don't want to have anything to do with them, right? Them trying to make it seem like the two of you are still together. So they're like sending you all these text messages and calling you a bunch of times and maybe even trying to come by and trying to make it seem like, well, the two of you never even broke up. The two of you never even was like, y'all never even separated at all. And that they're just trying to get you to catch up on some things. People will do some stupid stuff like that. But the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, for you Cancer Crabs, this just goes to show that you Cancer Crabs have way more self-respect than they even gave you credit for. they're not really in, whether it's the job or a person that didn't see this coming, they didn't really take into consideration that you Cancer crabs have way more self-respect than what they even really gave you credit for. You know, the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. The Four of Pentacles is about you, Cancer crabs, staying sound in your decision. Like, nah, you've made up your mind and you're sticking to this decision. You know, if it's a job that you had left, then you Cancer crabs are like, you're willing to go through the hardships of finding a new one. If even in this economy, if it's someone romantically, you Cancer crabs are like, okay, that don't matter. You'll still move forward and still have that level of self-respect than to be treated disrespectfully or whatnot for no reason. And you know, the Seven of Swords represents, they really can't believe that you Cancer crabs have this much self-respect in the first place. They really can't believe that at all. You know, they actually find it hard for them to really believe that you Cancer crabs really have this much level of self-respect. And I mean, at the end of the day, you know, they expect everybody to be bought and sold like commodities. You Cancer crabs ain't going for it. Y'all have way more self-respect than to allow someone to just disrespect you the way that they have. You know, the Knight of Wands and the Hierophant is about how, so now they have to very much so take a look at themselves, because they want you to come back to the job or the connection between the two of you. And you Cancer crabs are playing it so smoothly. It's not even funny how y'all are playing it, how y'all are moving. If it's a job, you Cancer crabs, you're telling them no thank you, or you telling them some demands that you have. And if it's a romantic interest, you're not even doing anything like that. You're continuing to just move forward the way that you would. You know, I was talking to somebody a few days ago, and the person decided that they wanted to play some games on me or whatever. And the person was like, because I had asked for the person's number again, because for some odd reason I had lost it. So the person is like, hey, I don't give out my number anymore because some people decide to call back to back. Now, the person that this person is referring to is me, but for whatever reason, the person was too much of a coward to just say, no, I'm not going to give you my number again, right? The person has to take subliminal shot, which for whatever reason. So I was like, okay. Person was like, but you can contact me on Instagram though. And I was like, okay. That's all it is that I did. I told the person, okay, cool. Now the person, so I told the person, I said, well, all right, have a good one. Now the person is real panicky. What do you mean have a good one? What are you talking about? This is the end of the conversation. So I told the person, isn't this the end of the conversation? All right. Have a good one. See, I'm not one of those type of people that leave and that, you know, I leave, dip. I'm telling y'all, I'm a clown y'all who do that. I'm telling y'all. I'm not the type of person who just leave you in the middle of the conversation. You act like a weirdo. You leave, you know, how you leave the conversation, you just drop off the face of the earth or whatever the case may be. You're in the middle of a conversation, you just dip off and leave or whatnot, like you got problems. No, I was raised better than that. People clown me for it. I don't care what people clown me for. It's called courtesy and respect. It's called having home training to say goodbye to somebody. It's called civility. It's called coming from a good family where you understand the value of respect and having manners. So one of the things that you do when you carry yourself a certain level or to a certain level of respect and dignity, you carry yourself like a king. You carry yourself like a queen. So when you carry yourself like that, you understand the importance of alerting people when you are leaving. You don't just leave. That's the type of stuff that people who have no common sense and no home training and who are not very much so regarded in high regard or is not really respected like that, that's how they leave. They just leave, they vanish impolitely. They never tell anybody where it is that they going. They make it a habit of just dipping out or whatnot. You in the middle of the conversation, the person leaves. That's terrible manners. You're not going to get respected in the real world. Clown me as much as you want. I don't care. Facts still facts. So when I told the person, have a good one, I said, isn't this the end of the conversation? The person's like, oh yeah. And I told the person, I said, listen. And I told the person straight up, I said, listen, I do not hold on to anything or to anyone too tightly. So I said, look, if you think, if this is going to be better for the two of us, to where you don't want to have that kind of connection with me like that, that's fine, you know. Like, I'm okay with losing people. I'm okay with walking away from people. I'm okay with that, you know. I'm a warrior. I'm okay with that. What happened? The person ain't even have anything to say. The person just like shut down after that. Because I was like, you know, giving you what it is that you asked for. So let's clarify the Hierophant. Seven of Cups, Two of Swords, the Moon, the Empress, Queen of Wands. So to clarify, you have the Seven of Cups and the Two of Swords. A lot of their options don't mean anything because that's how valuable you Cancer crabs are. You know? Don't let the trying to act like they all this valuable fool you. The Two of Swords, the Moon, and the Empress is about you may not necessarily, you may stand your ground. You're like, look, what value are they going to bring to you if you decide to actually go back? Right? They're asking you to come back to a job or come back to a relationship. They may not even be asking you. Some people may, you know, especially if it's a romantic relationship, they're just trying to gloss over it and act like the two of you never separated. That's a complete disrespect. That's a complete disrespect. You know? And then you have the Queen of Wands. Continue to be yourself. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. What else? There's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website where there's ways to get a personal reading from me, birth chart reading, as well as the books that I have that are on Amazon. Ghost Gang.